All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We want to thank everyone for coming out here today. I want to thank God for the weather being nice, even though you got clouds, but it is a beautiful, beautiful day here. And we just want to welcome everyone out here today. It's a really special day for me because this is something that we have really wanted to focus on. And an internal saying that I have in DeKalb County with our employees is that we have to be smarter, faster, and better, which means we have to look at how we deliver our services, and we have to see how we can always do it more efficiently, more cost-effective, and just at the end of the day, we have to be better. And for my 2016 State of the County address, one of my points that I talked about was a newly constructed beautification unit that we were putting together that would allow us to be smarter, faster, and better, that allow us to focus on the beautification of the entirety of this county. You know, we wrote, created, and approved by the Board of Commissioners the county's very first economic development strategic plan just a couple of years ago, and with the leadership of the board as well. And in that, it said that we had to focus on three things. One was to focus on our commercial corridors. That's really targeting, you know, intersections like here, Candler Road and Glenwood Avenue. The second thing was to become a more business-friendly environment. That's, you know, when companies come in and want to do business in the county, that the permitting is smooth, that the business license is smooth as well. But the third thing that it said is, I'm gonna wait till the fire, they're coming the other way, okay. The third thing that they said we had to do was to raise the quality of life in our county. And that's things like crime, but it's also things like our education, as well as the beautification of our county. You know, you want our county to be beautiful, visually aesthetic, that we have the litter picked up, that we have the grass cut, that we are enforcing our code. And so for me, that said that we had to be smarter in how we deliver those services. And in DeKalb County, we were delivering these services, but they were in different areas, different functions. We had the mowing unit over here doing their own thing. We had code enforcement over here doing their own thing. We had Keep DeKalb Beautiful, who was really focusing on bringing in volunteers from communities like Tony Valley and Spring Valley to come and clean up their areas. But we realized that we had to, number one, invest more and be more strategic. So with this new beautification unit, we are now bringing in many different functions together under one business unit, which is us being smarter, but we've invested more. When I first was put into this position, I think we had something like 28 code enforcement officers, which was great, because when I first got on the Board of Commissioners, we only had 8 for the entire county. You remember that, Kathy? Say it again. We had 15? No, this was 2006. We had 8. I remember that distinctly. We had 8 for the entire county in 2006. That was 10 years ago. But today, we have nearly 52 code enforcement officers. That's major, you all. That is big for this county, which means we're investing, you know, in that. Keep DeKalb Beautiful was really charged with picking up litter around the county and really doing that through volunteers only. We didn't have any dedicated staff to picking up litter. And part of the transition with our delivery of services in sanitation, one of the changes that we made was creating a new litter abatement unit, which means we are hiring employees to do one thing and one thing only: go around the county and pick up litter wherever it may be in the public right-of-ways throughout the county. Dedicated staff. You know, and I always said our sanitation department wasn't built or created on picking up litter on the streets. It was built on the trucks rolling up to your house or to your dwelling units and picking up the trash, putting it in the truck, and taking it to the landfill. So now we're getting smarter in that we have staff that's dedicated. When people won't do the right things, when they take their Coke bottles and church's chicken bags and dump them on the side of the street. We now have staff that will work to help pick that up and to do those things accordingly. So we're getting smarter. So now we've invested in these areas, and now we're bringing them together. And today we're announcing the hiring of an individual who will lead this new business unit, and that's none other than Marcus Kellum. And I'm gonna bring him up in a little bit. But Marcus has been doing a phenomenal job leading code enforcement, that unit alone. But with this newly created unit, bringing in code enforcement with the mowing unit, with the new litter abatement program and the Keep DeKalb Beautiful functions, that new unit is now going to be led by Marcus Kellum, and I'm just excited about his leadership. I'm excited about the work that he will be doing to really advance us moving forward. And we're rolling out this building behind us. This building, for people who have been around the county for decades, know that this building once housed community development. Now, I talked about our economic development strategic plan, and this building, at one point housing community development, is showing that we have a new level of both economic development as well as community development, and it's the beautification of our county. That is directly connected to those two functions. So I'm excited to have this new unit, the lion's share of the employees, being housed in this building in the heart of the community, right here on Kellum Road, that is accessible for the public to come in and access our services, but also allows this new unit to be housed as much as we can together under one building, under one roof, to really deliver those services. So I'm excited about this today. We have a number of things planned for today. We have people out cleaning up. We have staff out around the county cleaning up. We're going to be planting some flowers around as well. But before we move any further, I want to bring up our two commissioners that are here with us here today, Commissioner Kathy Gannon, and then we'll bring up our presiding officer, Larry Johnson, to bring a few words of comments.
Thank you. I know this is something that's been a long time coming, and Commissioner Johnson has been one of our biggest cheerleaders, moving us along. And I'm very supportive of this effort because I represent a large part of the community who can't really understand why we have so much litter around South DeKalb. I'm not going to get on my high horse about some of the reasons, and I'm going to work on those. I'm going to work on those in the ways that we do that through legislation and other things, but there are entirely too many fast food restaurants without garbage cans and people walking around with fast food in their hands, and when they're done, they throw it. And that's the other thing I'm going to work on. The CEO mentioned there's a lot of, for those people who don't know where to put a Coke bottle and where to put their trash, we have a lot of education to do. We have a lot of education to do. This is our county. We need to start picking up after ourselves. We have this litter abatement program to strategically help in those areas. You just sit here and watch the people stop at that stop sign and with the median there, emptying out their ashtrays, for gosh sakes. We have a lot to do, and I'm hoping this unit will help us do that because we are a great county. We are a beautiful county. We just need to get this top layer off the ground so everyone can see that and begin to take pride in it and begin to take responsibility for it. And in the meantime, we're going to help you along by picking some of that stuff up ourselves. So thank you.
All right. I want to say good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And I thank our Commissioner Gannon, our interim CEO, who are helping to push the ball forward for us to move. And I'm excited because it is in District 3 and 6. You're on Kellum Road, which is, for me, is the gateway to South DeKalb. Right. When you come down this road, it should be the epitome of beautification and where we are. So I'm excited to have the code enforcement. I've been fighting for this for years, and this building sat here, and I want to thank our interim CEO, Zach Williams, for really following my lead in terms of just really trying to make things happen. So let's give them a hand as they move forward. It's important. I was part of a campaign in college which said the slogan was "Imagine that," and wherever we went, we told people the first word you should say is "Imagine that," and then you would end it off with a statement or a sentence on where did you want to see your life in 10 to 15 years? Where did you want to see our college campus in 10 to 15 years? What we see down here is an opportunity for us to be successful. I don't want people who see the folks behind me. These are part of the beautification team, but this is a village effort. This is not the only part of the effort. Commissioner Gannon touched on that. This is not the panacea for all the trash, all the litter being picked up in the county, because government cannot do this by themselves. It's going to take a whole team effort, so I don't want us to go. I want us to be happy about this unit. I want us to use this unit, but neighborhood, business to business, got to make sure that they put their hands to the plow to make it happen, because they can only do so much. And like I tell people, the government is not throwing down the trash. It's going to take all of us working together to make that happen. So I'm excited about it. I see they're about to start the beautification on this corner. Eisenhower is our lone. We need more like him, because he is over landscaping for flowers from our art centers, from our rec centers. And that's only one person, y'all, for a whole county, and that's not good, but he's doing a great job. I want to thank Roy Wilson for lending him to the whole county to start our beautification project. So I'm excited about it. This is part of a collaboration. I hope that we move forward. I see we got citizens here. We're part of Keep DeKalb Beautiful. Interim CEO May, thank you.
Thank you.
For pulling this together. And we have to continue it. I'm gonna keep stressing it, because Candler Road, and I told Marcus Kellum, Candler Road is your whole, if you do Candler Road, this is your whole project for the year. You start at that corner, Memorial Drive at St. Philip's, and go all the way down until you get the flat shows and 155. With all the flags that we see, all the weeds that we see in front of businesses, everybody, if they just take care of their own front of their place. And that's why we're here today. So I thank you all, and I'm excited about this unit. It's going to make a difference in our community, because this is about a team effort and us working together. So thank you all, code enforcement. Keep DeKalb Beautiful, all the folks who make up our new beautification unit, and I'm proud of you all. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson and Gannon. Let me tell you, these two right here are really focused on making sure that our entire county is clean. And reality is, I'm glad Commissioner Gannon mentioned this, there are various pieces of legislation that will help us as well. She highlighted, the fact about, garbage cans at fast food restaurants. But there's other things as well. And Marcus Kellum is already have things queued up for pieces of legislation to go before the board as well to really address these issues. And I'll tell you one piece of legislation that I'm personally working on, and I'm giving our law department kind of the business right now, and it's related to these yard signs that scatter our county. And let me tell you, our code enforcement, I've called Marcus on numerous occasions saying, I need you to send out a team on a Saturday to go pick up these yard signs. And one day, I made that call. He was like, Commissioner, he was like, Lee, we've picked up 1,500 signs already. We can't keep up with the amount of people that continue to put yard signs down. And part of the challenge is, legally, we can't really hold the people accountable who put the yard signs down, nor can we really hold the businesses who are paying these people to put the yard signs down. And so there's some legal challenges that I'm working through the law department right now that will go before the board at some point before this year to put more teeth in our ability to help our code enforcement officers out when they do their job. So there's a lot that we have to do. This isn't the panacea, as Commissioner Johnson stated. It's a start. Y'all, at the end of the day, we're gonna have close to 190 people in this unit. That's a lot. So not only is it pulling people together, but we've invested in hiring people to do this job. We can't do this work without people. And so I'm excited about that. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring up Mr. Marcus Kellum to bring a few comments, introduce himself to you all. I know many of you all know him, but for the larger community, we want to make sure you know who he is.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. CEO. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, staff. Thank you, residents. Thank you, everyone, for being here today, first of all. And, on the way in, I was thinking, they were talking about rain. And I said, no, it's a beautiful day, but it's a beautification day. You know, it's our beautification day, and hopefully we can replicate this every day, because every day is a beautification day going forward. I commend the administration for thinking through the process and understanding that this is something that's necessary. And, and taking the responsibility of establishing it, because the reality is, if we don't take the responsibility and then bring in others and pass that responsibility down, we're not going to change anything. It has to start today. And who better to do it but the Code Enforcement Division, the Mowing and Herbicide folks, the Litter Patrol folks, and Keep DeKalb Beautiful. This is the natural synergy that we always needed in order to make this happen. I'm looking forward to some great projects, some really incredible things that we can do as a unit to change the way DeKalb County looks, to focus on the beautification, and to prove to folks that we care about our county and how it looks. So I thank everyone for being here with us today. I'm extremely supportive of the folks, the men and women that do this job every day. And I thank you. So thank you very much. And I look forward to doing some incredible things with this beautification unit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus. I'm excited, and I'm glad you beat me to it. We talk about 189, 190 people. These are people that work hard every day. Hard, you all. And many of the people behind me and the people that will be working in this unit and have been working a long time, it's a thankless job because, people, they when you're in their face, they're the only people that, our citizens have to complain to. So they get the brunt of the issues, the challenges that people have. So I want to thank all of you all for doing your job, mostly with a smile. I know sometimes you're like, y'all can have this, but we really do appreciate you all for the work that you do. You mean so much. Y'all, I'm a short timer. I got till December 31st to be in this position, and I wore this shirt intentionally today. I love DeKalb. And whether I'm in this position or not, I know the work that we are doing is going to benefit the future of DeKalb County. And this unit right here is something that I, as a citizen, as a regular tax-paying citizen, am going to be excited to see people out on the road just picking up litter, but us educating people on not putting out litter in the road, but seeing this coordinated effort to make sure we have a beautiful county, because we truly have a beautiful county. We're just making sure that we're putting the resources together in a manner that makes us smarter, faster, and better. So thank y'all for coming out. We have a few things we're gonna do. I think we're gonna plant a flower or two, and then we're launching off the efforts throughout the county for the various beautification efforts and cleanups and beautification events all around the county.